Hi, it's Merc. We're back with some more Draft League stuff. Hop in. Anyways, this is my GPC Season 7 draft analysis, so yeah, we're back in the GPC. That's cool. I'm doing this alongside the NPL, and kind of unfortunately for me, they have the same upload dates, so kind of expect it to be like, you know, one of them will be uploaded in the morning, and then the other will be uploaded in the afternoon/evening or something. I'm not sure which one I want to go first, but definitely with the GPC, I'm going to be having a little more fun with this, messing around a little bit, having a few memes here and there. So that's kind of what you should expect. I'm definitely considering doing live team building, because I did enjoy that in the PGL, and I think I can do it a lot quicker now. I'm a lot better at quick building than I used to be, and I think that's how I'm going to kind of get by with this season, just because I'm here for fun, and obviously competition is not nearly as high as the NPL, though. Chris, Trev, Mio, Ethan, Johnny are all difficult people that I will fight this season, so that's something to look forward to, but definitely not NPL caliber. Anyways, I'm not going to dawdle around too much with this one. Let's just hop into it. So, in this draft, what pick was I? I was like number 7 or 8 or something like that. I was like right around the middle of the draft out of 16. Prices are a little whack. Stuff like Mega Alakazam is tied for the most expensive mon in the league, which is funny. But I knew some stuff I wanted. There were some other ridiculous things like Mega Houndoom for 6 points, which I desperately wanted, but spoilers, I did not get that. But I got some other cool stuff. But let's just go ahead and get right into it, like I've said probably 3 times at this point already within 2 minutes. And my first pick was Landorus Incarnate, which is Sheer Force, which is crazy. So Cloud Daddy, Lando I. I've never had the opportunity to use Lando I before. I was like, hey, let's use Lando I since it's allowed with Sheer Force, which is a little obscene. You know what Lando I does? It doesn't have switch-ins, which is really cool. It's just a mon that I probably won't have the opportunity to use ever again. Like, kind of the Magearna syndrome, except I never got to use Magearna in a full league. So I'm definitely excited to see what I can do with this thing. It's got some weaknesses, but it just kind of kills everything that isn't bulky psychic type, so that's pretty neat. And I definitely drafted some things that would help mitigate that, and some things that were decent checks. Nah, not really. I mean, kind of decent checks to it, but anyway. The thing was 18 points, and we had like 115 points and that sort of thing. I could have spent another 2 points on it to make it a Z user, but like, I really was never going to use this thing with Z moves. Like, Z Fly would be kind of cool on it, but it just doesn't need it, since the things would be hitting with Z Fly mainly like fighting types and grass types. I have Psychic and Sludge Wave 4, which do a lot with a Life Orb boosted, Sheer Force boosted thingamabob. So that's neat. It's a cool mon. It's a very scary mon, and I'm interested to see how it will do with it. It's an interesting speed tier at 101, and yeah, that's all about there is to it. You guys kind of know what it does. It doesn't have switch-ins. It's relatively bulky, relatively fast. It has setup options everywhere, and I think I should have some fun with it. Next, we've got, for my round 2 pick, I decided to get another genie, and that is Ripped Sphincter, the Tornadus. Okay, I had to laugh at that, I'm sorry. But yeah, this is a Tornadus T, which is another mon that I've never used in format before, so that should be fun. Definitely interested to see how this thing will play out. I've definitely seen it used to more or less success. I've basically accepted that this thing is going to be like a pivot. I did make it one of my Z-move users for like an extra point. I thought that was definitely worth it, since with Z-moves this thing is a little hard to switch into, and I can have one guaranteed Hurricane that will not miss, which is like pretty cool. And like it gets a bunch of other strong moves that are boosted with the Z moves and all that sort of thing. Should be a fun mon. There's only dads on this team. But, yeah, it's a good speed tier. It gives me a way to pivot into, like, HP Ices and stuff, because, like, AV Torn doesn't care. and it gives me a fast U-turner and stuff that will hopefully force switch-ins and let me get into my Landorus, which is going to be doing all the killing and stuff. So yeah, that's that. Let's get on to my third pick, and ideally, I wanted this one and then Mega Houndoom after it, and then another Mon following that. So I'd like a 3-Mon core that I realized would be impossible to get my next 3 picks. So anyways, my third pick overall was Toxapex, AIDS Garage, which I really like Toxapex. I've been using it a little more in some speed draft tournament sort of things. It's really nice, and I've seen it used to... It's a lot better than I expected it to be this gen in draft. It's definitely shown that it can hold itself up, even though it is kind of passive, but like Haze is amazing on it. And the thing that's so nice about Pex is, well, a few things that are really nice about it. It doesn't die, like, ever. Like, nothing can kill this thing outright. And along with the fact that it learns T-Spikes, that makes it the most reliable T-Spiker in existence, which I think is really nice, because all the other T-Spikers in existence are not as reliable. Like, I don't think any or many of them have recovery. And yeah, T-Spikes are just a cool thing to help wear things down. Like, Lando doesn't really lure in a lot of things that are weak to T-Spikes. You think, like, Reuniclus, Cresselia, the Uxie, Mesprit, those kind of thingies that are floating or don't really care about poison. But it's just a nice option for the team anyways. And yeah, like, it's just a hard Mon to kill, and it gives me some more Regenerator along with my Tornadus. And looking after this, I really wanted to get Houndoom round 4, like Mega Houndoom, Lando I with T-Spikes and Torn T support sounded like a pretty sweet pairing. However, Trev's the little boy and decided to take that, so I was like, I should prioritize my grass type, because those are like important now, because you know there's Zygardes running around and those are spooky, and my team doesn't really like Zygardes, honestly. So round 4, bringing back a member from GPC season, I believe it was 4. Yeah, season 4, and that's Shoggoth, the Tangrowth. And did I mention it was AIDS Garage? I think I did. You can see it on the screen with my super professional thumbnail. But yeah, we get a Tangrowth round 4. I like the nickname Shoggoth. It was, I don't even remember what it was from exactly, but it was funny. This gets me my 3rd Regenerator Mon. It gives me a Water and a Grass type, which is cool. The 2 most important parts of a Fire, Water, Grass. The Fire is not really that relevant. Just like Fairy Dragon Steel, the Dragon's not very relevant either. But this thing's cool. And it turned out that I double sniped Ethan on the core. He wanted the Pex Growth Regenerator core, so and yeah, you know what Tangrowth does. It's bulky, it's pretty strong, like not passive in the slightest, since it has 110 attack, and it also learns Chlorophyll, so keep that in mind. And with that, looking at this point in the draft, my hazard options were Stealth Rock, Lando I, and T-Spikes face thing, Toxapex. So I was like, I'm totally fine with my T-Spikes. Like, you only really need 1, and Pex is the best ever at doing that. But I definitely want to get some more rockers, and I want to like start filling out some more roles in the team. Maybe draft a few things that would be decent checks to Lando if in the right hands. So I decided round 5 to get Bluebell's the Bronzong. Now, Bronzong's a mon I've used a little bit in the draft format. I used it in my inherited NPL Miners team. Shoutouts to that team, that was really great. Shoutouts to Salem, wherever he is in the universe. He drafted a very good team. I liked it. Yeah, Bronzong's a cool thing. Hopefully you did not hear that system whatever thing. I don't think you did, but so you probably just think I'm crazy, which I am. Bronzong's cool. It gives me Stealth Rocks, it gives me a Psychic type, which is cool, as well as a Steel type, which is also cool. Makes for a pretty annoying bulky core with my 3 Regenerator things. Like, it's not great since it doesn't have recovery, but there's definitely ways to mitigate that. And this thing's just cool. It gives me another Ice Resist because my team is pretty ice weak, or very ice weak, because I have 3 things that are weak to it in a Toxapex. So now I have 3 things that are weak to it in a Toxapex and a Bronzong now. So that's nice. That's pretty nice. Yeah, it gives me a rocker, a very reliable one at that. It's a good berry holder, can set up Trick Room, which at this point would not make a lot of sense since my team is very fast. Aside from the mons that are slow and not very offensive, but that's whatever. Another mon that's not all too passive, it's got pretty passable offenses. Gyro Ball's a strong move, since it's such a slow thingy, and it can learn Explosion, which is always nifty. So, yeah, I like Bronzong. It should be cool, and it's a good staple for a Quartz, just a thing that you can slap on there for rocks. It's a ground check and stuff, and since I have Tangrowth, I'm not really fearing like 1,000 arrow spam and that sort of thing, and it helps me check very spooky things like a Lando T, which otherwise would stick its fist into what you would imagine would be Bronzong's bell end, but for me. Yeah. So with pick 6 we got Comfy because it's comfy and there's not much else to say about that. And going into pick 7, we got Electros, which we dropped right after the draft, but for the sake of this, we got an Electros. At the time, I thought, hey, that's cool. I just got sniped off of Mon that I wanted. I really wanted Z Mismagius, because that thing was like a steal 6 points, which is unbelievably good, and the reason I wanted Mismagius so badly was because I was like, oh, I have a really good T-Spiker. What's really good with T-Spikes? Something that can spam Hex. Because Hex is ridiculous. It's 130 base power when things are status with no drawbacks at all. It doesn't miss, it doesn't drop your special attack or anything, it doesn't do anything dumb, and it's really nice. And Trev decided, oh, I'm Trev CL, I'm a big idiot, I hate myself, I'm gonna go get this thing that Mark wants, herder. So he did that, and we got an Electros instead. And with the plans that I had, I was like, hey, this thing could be cool. Gives me another ground check, even though I have plenty of those. Gives me a flying resist, which I already have one of, and stuff. And I don't know, Eel's a mon that I really hate facing. Like, it's probably top 10 mons that I don't like facing in the format, because it's just such an annoying mon. It's really bulky. It's a great assault vest user. Coil Zap Cannon is the GOAT set, and it learns other cool stuff. I gave it the name Flotatio because it's floating and it also can suck your cock. So, wordplay, Yeah. Anyways, round 7 we got Frostlass because I was like, hey, I still want that ghost type, and I also noticed, and I was kind of just looking around, I was like, there's really not too many ghost types, especially the special ones. So I was up between this and Haunter for special attackers, and it's like, I really like Haunter. Haunter is pretty cool, but Frostlass is just better because it's faster, and also gets stuff like spikes, which is really nice because spikes are cool. So Frostlass is a good mon. I really like it. I had one meme team way back in the day when I was a UU god, and it had Basculin and a Scarf Frostlass to pick off all the Dragon Dance Salamence in the tier at the time, and that was fun. So that's my good memory with Frostlass. This thing it's got some grand meme opportunities. 80 special attack is really bad for an offensive type thing, but if I can just have Toxic Spikes up all the time and just have everything statused all the time, because that's so easy to do all the time, then Hex is pretty solid, and Shoddy likes this thing, I like this thing, so it's it's approved a good mon by that standard, and I don't really care that it's weak to rocks because it's a Frostlass and it dies anyways. So there's no reason to point out that I don't have any hazard removal yet, so don't bother, because it doesn't exist. Hazard removal's for cowards anyhow. But yeah, this thing, it's neat. It's neat. Its abilities are kind of bad. Curse Bodies, whatever. It's basically like a Scald Burn, but disable and stuff. But yeah, Frostlass it's cool mon. I like Frostlass. I think it'll be fun to use. I considered making a Z user, but the next mon I'm getting is the Z user kind of wanted from the beginning, and unfortunately, due to rules and stuff in the GPC, I couldn't get the meme core that I really wanted of double thing, so I could only get one part of the thing, and the one part of the thing I decided to get was Z Ninetales. Now, what I really wanted to get for some grand memeing was the double Ninetales core of Ninetales and Alolan Ninetales, because I thought that would be really fun, and it is legal on Battle Area to do so, so I tried to convince them, but Gareth, but he didn't go for it. That's unfortunate, but I got a Z Ninetales, and that was 5 points. And without the Z, it's 3 points. With Drought, which is, like, crazy. Because Ninetales is really cool. And it's something I've had my eye on using for a while. And, yeah, Sundoggo and Frostlass was Sayuri. Weeb names and stuff. Except it's not an anime thing, it's just Japanese. But, yeah, Ninetales... I like Ninetales. It's got its ups and downs with this team. Like, obviously, setting up Sun when you have a Hurricane user is less than ideal, so I might have to run, like, 50... I might just rely on hitting Hurricanes at 50% and then getting Confusion and then Confuse hitting them. That's, like, the ideal scenario, but, like, I can mitigate that by just running a Z thing or just running Air Slash, which we'll still probably miss because... things that are not 100% accuracy will miss when you need them most, unfortunately, but that's a tangent. Ninetales is a cool thing. It also learns Hex for some reason, which backed off of no stab and 81 special attack might not be that cool, but the thing I liked about Ninetales was that with the Sun, its fire maneuvers are strong, and it can like spam Solar Beam, and it has cool coverage so that like the thing like Nasty Plot Z move set can do quite a bit of wall breaking, and this thing just has a pretty neat move pool. I think it'll be fun to use. Like, its synergy isn't that good with the team, but I just wanted it, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna take it. And yeah, this was one of the mons I just had my eye on from the beginning, that I've had my eye on for like ever, and I finally got it, so that's cool. It also gives me like a fire immunity if I don't want to run Drought, though Drought's just like better typically. But you never know, because we got a meme sometimes. And going into these last 3 picks, if you aren't familiar with the GPC draft format, or you just need a freshener, we can draft anywhere from 8 to 12 mons, which is a lot of freedom. I don't think anyone drafted 8. I think there's a few people with 9, though. But we decided to get all 12 because there's so many nice mons. And with around, whatever round this is, I got the... Stunfisk, because, you know, it's a Stunfisk, and why wouldn't you get a Stunfisk? You know, Stunfisk is basically the greatest mon ever, and that's all there is to say about it. Moving on to round 11, I got the other really amazing mon, which is Baby Gay the Volibee. This hasn't seen a lot of screen time on my channel, but if you guys know me, you know that I use this thing a lot in like speed drafts and stuff, and it's really fun. I really like Volibee. It's the greatest thing ever. And moving on to round 12, we've got the King, like my favorite mon ever in Draft League format, and for 10 points, Mega Heracross Hawkeye Lizard Dad is something that you just can't really pass up on if Trev steals the 6-point Mega Houndoom, but alas, we got Mega Heracross, and you guys know that I really like Mega Heracross, and like, it's just ridiculous. It's so good. I love how good it is. With no attack investment, it's stronger than, like, Excadrill. Yeah, with no attack investment, it's about the same strength as an Adamant Excadrill, which is pretty spook McNewts, if you ask me. It's really bulky. It's not that fast, but it gives me a cool middling speed tier. And it gives me a thing... along with Lando that just doesn't have switch-ins, and the beauty of Mega Hera is that for a fighting type, it kills all of the normal fighting checks, and like it kills psychic types, which Lando can't really do that reliably, so that's neat. So yeah, we got a Mega Heracross. This thing just it's just a treat to use. I love using this thing. It's so good. So definitely looking forward to taking a lot of lives with this. And I did mention, or I did say, told you, I didn't mention, I outright told you that I dropped my Electros during the grace period, and I picked up a Drampa, because it's a Drampa, and I wanted a Dragon type. And it was pointed out to me that since I had Stunfisk and some other stuff, that Electros wasn't really that necessary, so I was like, you know what, let's get a Drampa, because Drampa's a cool mon. I haven't thought of a nickname for Drampa yet, but it'll come to me. Don't worry about it. So yeah, that's the team. It's fun. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you later. Bye.